Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with another pickup video. Lots of neat things to talk about. We got some magazines, some movies picked up, some reading material, and some video games. So a nice little mix of things to share with you guys this time around. But first off, like always when I pick it up, I like to talk about good old Club Nintendo. Best gaming magazine we have here in Mexico. But on the cover we have Fox McCloud for the just released Star Fox 3DS. It's a port from the N64 game that came out a long, long time ago, but they updated the graphics, something fierce, the play control, everything. It's a total upgrade from the classic game. And well, the Tokyo Game Show already ended, so Nintendo did not announce a new 3DS coming out. So now I'm definitely gonna pick it up because I'm dying to play Ocarina of Time and Star Fox and Street Fighter and down the line, Metal Gear. But they also talk about some games that they just came out, like the new Harry Potter game, Harvest Moon, Dragon Quest Monsters. That Joker 2 actually looks interesting. And my favorite section of this month, it's actually one of my favorite sections most months, but it's Un Vistazo a Japón, a look at Japan. And they talk about the Dragon Ball Kai anime that came out a while ago. And I've mentioned this before. Dragon Ball is like my favorite anime ever. Mostly because the character of Goku, like I said, goes through his whole life during the series. He goes from being a kid to being a teenager to being a dad to being a grandfather. Then he becomes a kid again, but he still has his family, and all of his supporting characters evolve throughout the series. So just really, really like the Dragon Ball series. And they give a nice look at everything in the new Dragon Ball Kai, and they even talk about the video game. So really good, another really good Club Nintendo issue. Gaming wise, I finally was able to pick up a copy of Journey to Silius. This is an awesome, awesome game developed by Sunsoft. That's the company that made the first Batman game. And it has an interesting story. If you haven't heard about this, Journey to Silius was actually going to be a Terminator game. They were developing a Terminator game, but they lost the license to LJN, I think. But they already had a lot of the game finished, so they just released it. Instead of being in the future of the Terminators, it's like in this alien base, but you still have to fight the robots and everything. The play control is freaking awesome in this game, and so's the music. Sunsoft had awesome music on the NES, so really, really happy to finally add this game to the collection. So, yeah. For the Super Nintendo, I picked up the first Wing Commander. I know of Wing Commander 3 that came out on I think it was the 3DO. Because it has the full motion video with Mark Hamill and a whole bunch of really cool actors. But I saw this one. It was for I got it for 20 pesos, which is like under $1.50. And the graphics actually look pretty cool. And it's like a point-and-click adventure, but it also has shooting sequences. So I thought this was really, really cool. So good game. Picked up some 2 peso comic books at a swap meet, and I can't pass up comic books. This one is the second issue of the San Diego Comic-Con comics. It's basically a sampler. It has black and white samplers of series like Hellboy, Concrete, Sin City, Madman, a whole bunch of really cool samplers, and the black and white look actually makes it look really, really cool. But it's a Comic-Con comic book. I couldn't pass up picking it up. Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is going to release a new series, so I got curious on the character again. And this guy thankfully had some old Swamp Thing issues. I was able to pick up the original Swamp Thing Saga reprint. This is a dollar comic book from 1979. And it collects 3 Swamp Thing comic books in a single issue. And this one is awesome because it has Swamp Thing going against Batman. So that I thought that was really cool. Picked up Swamp Thing issue 33, written by Alan Moore in his historic run, and picked up issue 61 of Swamp Thing. And here Swamp Thing is in space and he encounters a Green Lantern. So another really good issue. So now I want to track down the rest of the Swamp Things. Also at a swap meet, I picked up this huge thing. It's the Lord of the Rings hardcover book. Contains the Fellowship, the Two Towers, and the Return of the King. Let me see if I can get it out for you guys. I don't want to drop it. There we go. It comes in this really cool looking, Lord of the Rings look book. It's a hardcover. And it has the Lord of the Rings. Like I said, all 3 books in a single volume. The other thing I thought was really cool, it comes with like an epilogue, and it has like it explains the different languages, the family trees and everything, how the languages work, everything. I mean, anything you want to know about Lord of the Rings, this book has it. And it also comes, I thought, with this really cool Middle Earth map, which I hope I'll be able to. There we go. Just a really cool looking Middle Earth map that I thought was really cool. So, I got this at a really good price, and I just couldn't pass it up. I love the Lord of the Rings movies. I didn't own the book, and now I have all 3 of them. So I thought that was all kinds of cool. I picked up some movies. Now that I have a girlfriend, I have to add some girly movies to the collection. So I picked up Valentine's Day. This is it's based on Valentine and how these different couples interact with each other because their stories kind of do cross over. And some people get engaged, some people get married, some people break up. But it's an interesting story. Picked up The Breakup, starring Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston. It's a funny look at a breakup, and it has its tender moments. So definitely like Jennifer Aniston in this movie. Finally, also was able to pick myself a copy of Spaceballs by Mel Brooks. Freaking awesome sci-fi parody. I love John Candy as Barf. Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet is freaking cool. Mel Brooks is funny as the Emperor. It has Lone Star. It has a whole bunch of really cool sci-fi spoofs, Alien and everything. Just a really good movie. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite sci-fi spoofs. Picked up Casshern. This is an interesting Japanese movie. The visuals are really cool. The fighting isn't that much actually. I don't know if you recognize the character. If you played Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, he's the white guy that has this faceplate thing and a white helmet. Don't know really much about the character other than that, but I do know that he was a robot fighter in the old anime. And in this one, he kind of does fight against robots, but they're controlled by these 4 superhumans that were created by literally by a bolt of lightning. Picked up The Reaping, starring Hilary Swank. Basically, in this movie, she's a scientist that goes around disproving miracles. But she gets hired by this little town that's suffering through all the the biblical plagues and everything. So she starts figuring out that maybe this one's for real. Picked up the last Pierce Brosnan 007 movie, Die Another Day, special edition DVD at a Kmart. They didn't have the widescreen; they only had the full screen, which is a real bummer. But still, really cool James Bond movie. It has Halle Berry, and since this is the 20th James Bond movie, it has like references to all the old and prior Bond movies. So I still enjoy it. I really like Pierce Brosnan as 007. So yeah, good movie. Another girlfriend friendly movie, and actually she suggested I pick this up because I went with her that time to Kmart, and we picked up The Notebook. Um, it's about. It starts off with this old couple. It starts with this old couple, and this guy is reading something to this elderly lady, and they talk about this young couple that goes through a whole bunch of stuff before actually ending up together. Um, it's a love story, and the ending really does get to you if you're the sentimental type. But it's my girl's favorite movie ever, so I had to pick it up. Like I said, it's a good movie. But yeah, it's 100% chick flick. uh, Picked up. I already had this in UMD for the PSP, but I saw it dirt cheap, and I picked up Batman the movie, starring Adam West and Burt Ward. What can I say? It's based on the Batman TV show. It's campy as hell, but it is awesome. I mean, favorite scenes when he's beating up the shark and he uses the bat shark repellent, and also when he's going around this street trying to get rid of a bomb and he meets like he can't get rid of it because there's this young couple making out on a boat, and then there's a bunch of nuns and little kids and everything, and then out of sheer desperation, he has a bomb on the top of his head, and he's like, "Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb." And I thought that was so freaking awesome. And it has it has villains like Catwoman, the Riddler, the Penguin, and the Joker from the TV series. So just a really cool Batman movie. I really like this one a lot. And this movie is my 525th movie in my movie collection, so epicness right then and there. Also picked up Shrek the Third. Not my favorite Shrek movie. My favorite is still the first one. The first one still is freaking awesome. Second one, also really cool. The third one, it kind of felt like it was unnecessary, and the jokes aren't as funny as in the prior movies, but still a good movie. And the last one I picked up is the Da Vinci Code, the 2-disc widescreen special edition. Say what you will about the book or the movie, I kind of enjoy learning more about Leonardo da Vinci. I think he's a really interesting character in real life as well as in the fantasy realm. But I like the actors. Tom Hanks is good in most of what he does, and it has Ian McKellen and Robert Molina and the classic John Reno. So it has a good cast of characters, and the story isn't faithful to the book, but still I enjoyed this movie. So yeah, that was the pickup video. Like I said, lots of really cool things to talk about. Um, Recommendation for the video, I'm gonna go with Batman the movie. Just really cool movie, and again, you just can't beat the goddamn Batman. Simple as that. So yeah, like always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Again, I apologize for not being as frequent in posting these videos. I still have like a whole bunch of Vargas Vault videos I have planned, but I just don't have the time to record them. But I will make time. I promise I will make time. But until then, and until I see you again, thank you so much for watching. And this is Vargas XX78, signing off.